Organized Labour calls off indefinite nationwide strike for 1 week. Joint Committee of Senate and House of Representatives on Drugs and Narcotics inaugurates first committee in Akwa Ibom State. Plus, President of Nigeria Football Federation advises footballers to invest in human capital development. Hello then, welcome to the news on NTA Channel 12 Uyo. This broadcast is reaching you via our social media platforms on YouTube and Facebook, as well as Star Times Channel 103. My name is Oku Ekpeyong. Thanks for joining us. Now, following the outcome of the meeting by the Organized Labour and the Tripartite Committee over the minimum wage and hike in electricity tariff, Labour leaders in Uyo are calling on workers to keep faith and remain hopeful as they return to the negotiation table. Evelyn Badueku has an update.
The suspension of strike for 1 week is to allow for complete negotiations with the government on the minimum wage after failure to reach consensus after several meetings. Uyo, the city capital, as at the time of filing this report, had public and financial institutions still closed for business, while the metropolis remained serene and calm with lesser socio-economic activities. Meanwhile, the Labour leaders are calling on Nigerians to have courage as negotiations are for the interest and benefit of all Nigerians.
In order to give us opportunity to have critical discussions with the tripartite committee members, let the strike be relaxed for 7 days. And for that reason, the workers are all employed to go back to their work, while the members of the tripartite committee are set to go back to the table. The good news further, that same federal government sincerity, is that they are meeting about now on the first day of the directive, and that meeting is to continue daily.
Especially on the general issues of electricity tariff, not just the issue of minimum wage for workers. So on the general issues, we are also doing it. Let everybody keep their fingers crossed and hope that this will bring us to a better point. Once we have a good minimum wage, we are able to drive down the electricity tariff. It is beneficial to all Nigerians, and it's going to help even in the business sector, so that everybody will know that we still have a government that cares, a government that thinks about other people.
Government should take care of petroleum products. They should reduce their price. And also take care of maybe power and other things. Transportation, like they promised the CNG buses. Up till now, we have not seen it.
As the meeting with Organized Labour and Tripartite Committee continues, Nigerians are expecting a speedy outcome to forestall the continuous strike. In Uyo, Evelyn Badueku.
And away from labour matters, to inculcate national values in the citizenry, the National Orientation Agency, NOA, says it will institutionalize what it calls a Citizens Brigade nationwide. Director General NOA Lanre Issa Onilu dropped the hint while interacting with students and pupils of the Nigerian Christian Institute Uyo on the values of the reintroduced national anthem. The reintroduced national anthem, sung by students and pupils of the Nigerian Christian Institute Uyo and led by the Director General NOA, Lanre Issa Onilu. Mr. Issa Onilu says while internalizing the lyrics of the anthem provides a deep sense of unity in the country's diversity, there is the need to break barriers that divide the Nigerian people.
I want to encourage you to be good citizens and be the difference that we all are looking for.
While throwing more light on the soon-to-be introduced Citizens Brigade, Mr. Issa Onilu says the essence will capture the true meaning of brotherhood as citizens while strengthening the country's bond as one indivisible people.
Our children must have opportunity to be nurtured, from that age through their lives. and that is one of the voluntary institutions we intend to create that will be fashioned after what we know as Boy Scouts and Girls Brigades.
I think my children have had a good treat this morning, and they will be more enthused about the new national anthem with some of the explanations that the DG has given them, has answered a lot of the questions.
The National Orientation Agency, however, says the return of the old national anthem will reawaken the consciousness of Nigerians as an element of the National Identity Charter. In Uyo, Oku. And the Joint Committee of the Senate and House of Representatives on Drugs and Narcotics has inaugurated its first committee of the National Association of Nigerian Drug Monitoring, NANDROM, in the state. The chairman of NANDROM, Victor Achibong, says they will collaborate with government to eradicate the drug abuse and trafficking in the state. Blessing Akpan completes the story.
The event tagged drug abuse and illicit drug trafficking in Akwa Ibom State a way forward, lay emphasis on parental inclusion in fulfilling the association's mandates to fight drug abuse and illicit drug trafficking. The guest speakers in the various papers exposed the causes and implications of drug abuse and trafficking in Nigeria.
So, in as much as we are having problems of drug, from the home to the community to the society, and it's affecting the nation at large, it's the whole of each and every one of us to be a part of this formation today. It's a prophetic intervention where the people, the users, have drifted or have fallen a victim. It's great for early intervention.
The new chairman of the National Association of Nigerian Drug Monitoring, NANDROM, Victor Achibong, revealed some secrets that can help tackle the issue of drug abuse and trafficking in the state.
Preaching the gospel has been able to help a lot. Now that I'm invested with power, with responsibility, and with intellectual mind, I will do more to bring down drug abuse in our country. We want to make sure NANDROM in Akwa Ibom will be named #1 with NTLA as the one working to bring down drug abuse, if not in totality, to the barest minimum.
Stakeholders and experts agree that drug abuse and trafficking need concerted efforts to minimize it. In Uyo, Blessing Akpan, NTA News.
Look at sports now. Footballers are being advised to invest in human capital development, especially in helping the less privileged in Nigeria. The president of NFF, Ibrahim Gusau, and other stakeholders gave their advice during the William Troost Ekong charity football match to launch his foundation in Uyo. John Paul Alumuna reports that the match ended in a penalty shootout.
Takes the customary kickoff.
Super Eagles assistant captain William Troost Ekong gathered some ex-internationals, Super Eagles players and those in the entertainment industry to play a charity football match to officially launch his foundation in Uyo. The match, which was highly entertaining, ended 3 goals apiece at the end of the regulation time. It was then decided on penalties, where Team Pink won Team Green 5-4. The president of Nigeria Football Federation, Ibrahim Gusau, and the commissioner for youth and sports, Akwa Ibom State, Monday Oko, commended William Troost Ekong for the initiative and urged other footballers to emulate him.
Basically, these are the kind of things that we are calling on our international players to do, because whenever you have an opportunity, you should think about the people back home.
And I'm happy that he has that thinking in his mind and he's doing what he's doing today. And by the grace of God, we are ready to support him to make sure that he succeeds.
Whenever God blesses you and then you are up there, you need to take other persons along. I must thank the governor of Akwa Ibom State for his support for this event. The government of Akwa Ibom State is certainly behind ECOP because it's one of our own.
He has remembered that from the trenches of Akwa Ibom State, there are indigent people that need help. Hence, the reason he has come here today.
Commendable. I've always asked people that God has blessed, always try to plow back and help the society, the less privileged. So what he's doing is good for football.
Super Eagles assistant captain William Trosekong says the foundation will help the poor and the less privileged in Nigeria in appreciation of the love the fans have shown him in Uyo over the years.
I think I want to start by helping what is already here. I think there's so many good initiatives, structures, orphanages, underprivileged people and things that we can do. But besides that, the long-term plan really is to build an academy. Football academy, I think, something that a lot of kids are crying out for here.
A big thank you to William Trosekong for the opportunity to show my former skills. Yeah, so it was awesome. Akwa Ibom, thank you very much. You guys are awesome. You guys are welcoming.
High point of the event was presentation of the cup to the winning team. In Uyo, John Paul Alomona, NTA News.
Meanwhile, more players arrived Super Eagles camp in Uyo following resumption of flights as labor unions suspend strike. For more on sports news, let's join Samuel Johnson.
The Super Eagles of Nigeria continue their training schedules under the watchful eyes of Coach Finidi George in Uyo, Akwa Ibom State, ahead of the Friday 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifying match against the Bafana Bafana of South Africa. More players are expected in the camp with focus on getting the maximum 3 points at stake.
Found a system where we're robust from the defense moving into the attack, and we've got strikers or attackers that are quick and skillful. So we've got good chances, but then we need to put our house in order.
Still on football, the delegation of Nigeria's under-17 girls, the Flamingos, will fly into the Liberian capital, Monrovia, on Thursday, ahead of Sunday's FIFA Under-17 Women's World Cup final qualifying fixture, first leg encounter against their Liberian counterparts. To reach this stage, the 2022 World Cup bronze medalists dispatched their counterparts from Central African Republic and Burkina Faso with high goal margins. In grassroots sports development, ICO football team are champions of the 2024 edition of Arian Games held in Lagos. The team defeated Mutual Benefits football team 2-0 during the energy-sapping encounter to lift the trophy.
They have a full back of their management. They really give them everything. And to be a champion, you really need the support of your principals.
Prudential Zenith fought hard, coming from 2 goals down to defeat AXA Manzard 5-4 on penalties to clinch the third position in an atmosphere full of fun, excitement, and followership. It ended 2 goals apiece in the regulation time. With sports update, Samuel Johnson, NTA News.
And that's the size of our AM news at this time. But just before we go, a quick look at the main points of the stories again. We told you that the organized labor has relaxed its indefinite nationwide strike for 1 week. Joint Committee of Senate and House of Representatives on Drugs and Narcotics has inaugurated in Akwa Ibom State. You also heard in the news that President of Nigeria Football Federation has advised footballers to invest in human capital development. To be a star, join NTA's campaign to stand against rape and rapists. That's the news. Bye for now. The transmission continues with Abasaya in just a bit. Stay with us.
mena mutum ebo yagetong ena mutum kudu akit. Ebere bogo a committee ubombe idan ngin koro ye ke seta min disem kwambanga mem kosong ibo. E kama dai won bripad idan ngin abo yak mebrem bripad ere pendaka mbono wo kidan ngin. Kwai we mesere min sikami ne yem kibi bion kire basenya ekweyo ye ko mboxini inom. Kene mbogo ame nkam mena mutum ye nkaukara idan ngin ke soboke ndi tang banga ndutum adison ufa kok ofyong no mena mutum konsen ye adisu gurwa ko kan electric medai wood nka mena mutum esnu yo ekod me anamutum yak etong utum enyung enie idoroyen yemboti dem keini ammo emanake ekeni nkog wood you carry that ngin ye ko mbogo min fon aditum mentong utum ku fangurwa ke ado manatoro ekwengendutum arikan boku kairaringen esna kokofyong enomme anamutum konsen keini me kombognen ekena misang eka mufogu na mutum ketket mi kuyo mitio unme kok nkoye mitiutum ama ko medari wood enka menamutum esnu yo ekot mboni danyen yagesong eda yemmimo kese ammo enam ado ku fono frewo ado mbogonka menamutum yenka ukara idanyen esegem kpoy banga adison ufa kok ofyong nom menamutum konsen asoka kaiso kemi mbono wo eni ronyen etieto ayawo amebigi pan arimana ntrotum mi ku keri de pendaga edu wembono idanyen ufagotume koto the National Orientation Agency NOA kibibio ebo yagetongo ari kwebu faiko idanyen ekamada iwood NOA te lanre isa onilo aketanga mi keini anye akeni egeneme yendi to fongwit anye ke Nigerian Christian Institute mi kuyo yagikop mbogo min fon
Nigeria we our own
Kendutum ikwo idiongo irutnyan ekoto national anthem amen dito fong with amen Nigerian Christian Institute yo ekekwo adorai wood ufogutum National Orientation Agency Landre Isa Onilu akerat usong kikworo nanganye ketanga awat nito fong weredo semme iko ikworo awongo amabo kikwo idiongo irutnyan ado edisio ubiongo ye mpakukot akbeba akotu mbon irutnyan nko kemme iko anye ketanga abanga ufandutam ebigibenidi ekoto Citizens Brigade anye amabo kebido edi wat ufon ndito eka edidianake ntobio ye mbun uforo nko ufagutum National Orientation Agency etang ebo keritemme mben akan ikwo idiongo irutnyene ekoto national anthem di ado ta kambampo abigiben uforo idi abiginyunginam mbunowo idiongo ufon obionyan mikuyo uwemedimo Samson okombok NTA
kwebon tembong ne trido ba senemi sasong ke mpangutang
Happen again, NTA.
Wow, it's big.
It's unique.
It's exciting.
NTA Channel 12 at Kaitan and Road, Uyo, your dependable station, has come up with another friend.
Hire NTA Uyo Arena for your wedding receptions, birthday parties, child dedication, and other events.
And enjoy full coverage and airing of your event on NTA Uyo at no additional cost.
You can't have this anywhere. For inquiries, call
Ikobong on 0703 018 5002.
Edidion on 0803 390 3521. NTA Uyo Arena. Let the world share in your happiness. Safety is everybody's business, whether on our roads, homes or offices. But achieving maximum safety everywhere is more than just mentioning. Tune into the program Safety and Security Watch, a live studio phone-in program on NTA Channel 2 for you, your dependable station on StarTimes Channel 103, and our social media platforms on Facebook and YouTube for highlights, updates, and tips on safety matters by the professionals every Friday by 10:30 a.m. Safety and Security Watch. Safety first. Yes? What is it? No, excuse me, please. Can you walk out? Please, let's maintain some decorum. Can you leave my office, right? Please, it's too early. Please, take your leave. Can you take your leave? Please, good day. You think every moment is what you joke about.
Have you ever been hurt by someone's actions or words? Battered, oppressed, or trampled upon?
They had to do with stigmatization and all that, but I had to just let go.
You will live a life of hatred, depression, self-hate. You will not even be able to love yourself.
If you have a problem with me, when you see me coming around you, you will feel somehow. You will not feel comfortable. So, keeping malice in your heart doesn't give you even good health. You can't get it.
When someone offends me and I try to, the whole process of forgiveness, it takes time actually, especially when it's very painful.
When you don't forgive and keep holding grudges, it disrupts your peace, very important. Especially when you have to see the person every day of your life. So you can imagine when you have someone in mind negatively and you have to put up with this person. It could be in the office, it could be at home, or it could be your friend. So this will disrupt your peace and even disrupt you mentally.
What's really happening to me? For the mere fact that I've decided not to forgive her, I don't have peace. What exactly can I do? I'm affected everywhere you can imagine. Just everywhere.
Forgiveness is very important in someone's life because it brings spiritual, personal, and mental growth.
When I forgive somebody, I'm always free in my mind, in my conscience, in my spirit, in my physical being, because I will now assume we are a new creature because we've decided to forgo the past and come to the new being. And so when we come to this new being, we are starting life afresh.
When you forgive, at least it will give you the opportunity to start to relate well with the person you've been holding grudges with. It is not a very easy task for you to be the same way you were before. It is not easy. It will not happen immediately. But it has given you the peace of mind. Instead of you always feeling bad when you see the person, to give you peace of mind to be able to work, especially if it is in the office, to have a good working relationship.
It's better you stay very free and be happy. From there you have peace.
Everything just disappears. I just try to forget about it. When I see the person next time, I smile, I hug the person and all of that, just so it helps me and my mental health.
I actually asked you to come around because I feel that it shouldn't be like this anymore. Let me say that I've thought over every other thing and I've decided to forgive you. Yes, so that the work can go on, we can have a better relationship, something that we used to experience before now. If you look at it, you realize that even our job is suffering because I feel that it is not what it should be. Yes, the wrong was done, the harm was done, but I think I should let it go. And for me, the inner peace should be there. Yes. Yes. So it's okay.
Thank you very much.
It's okay.
For finding a place in your heart to forgive me.
Yes.
Thank you. I'm grateful, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
We live in a fallen world, so it is expected that we will experience pains and hurt. When you are hurt, try to forgive so that you will have peace and live in harmony with one another.
Happy and successful homes cannot be built on immorality. We go to school, we seek education so we can be the best version of ourselves. So it's time for parents, guardians, students, and teachers themselves at all levels, from the primary school to the secondary school to the tertiary institutions, to be hands-on as we set the tone right now for our package today, talking about education and immorality. Should we worry?
What happens when a line is crossed? When ethics and integrity disappear? What happens when a public official diverts funds away from schools for his or her own use? When textbooks and instructional materials meant to be free are sold on the street? When students are victimized by lecturers for their selfish interests? When illegal fees are collected from parents? When a teacher is still on payroll but has not shown up for weeks and months? When students cheat, or when examiners accept bribe to influence results? When fraudulent contracts are made for suppliers and learning materials never reach students? When students are able to purchase fake degrees? When the line is crossed, this is corruption.
No to plagiarism.
No to sorting.
Yes. No to sex for money.
Yes. No to exam malpractice and misconduct.
Yes. No to corruption.
No to corruption.
Education is supposed to be the cornerstone of progress and development, but behind the facade of promise lies a darker reality. Corruption has infiltrated every level of the educational system.
Wherever there is an expression of change of word, for instance, you are not